Oh, hello, everybody. This is Professor Toto from the Conservative College, and I was minding my business preparing my lessons for my class on Thursday night this week, not Tuesday night. And once again, I was called to set the record straight and to serve the Republic. So here I am. If you have a friend or a family member or a patriot or a non-patriot that is going crazy over Donald Trump's latest statement on Truth Social, this one, then they need to tune in right now. I'm going to prove to you in the next 3 minutes that Donald Trump has the power to do exactly what he has said in this social media post. So share this quickly. Help me get the word out, because there's a lot of false information on the mainstream media today that you need to be abreast and aware of. So share, because this is the truth. You're going to hear the voice of truth right now. Let's read Donald Trump's statement. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. Now, I don't know if you understand how powerful the President of the United States of America is. When he made that statement, let me tell you whose voice you were hearing or whose letter you was reading. The most powerful man in the world. The head of the executive branch, law enforcement branch of the most powerful nation in the world. When that man says that a pardon is void, vacant, and of no further effect or force, you might want to listen. You just heard the highest law enforcement officer in our nation and in the world, basically, make that statement. It's huge. Let's continue. Because of the fact that they were done by Autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them. But more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Warning, beware. Therefore, those on the unselect committee, Liz Cheney, who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year. By the way, let me sing my favorite song. I told you so. I told you all these pardons will be voided. They will be undone. And here they are. You always get tomorrow's news today with Professor Toto. You always get beyond the headlines at the Conservative College. All evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand. Listen, ding, 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 fully understand that they are now subjects of an investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. All right. Now, all over the news today on CNN and MSNBC, heads are exploding. And oh my, he doesn't have the power. He cannot do this. He absolutely can. Allow me to explain so you will not be caught in one of the alleyways of nonsense, but you will know the truth. It will set you free. There are 3 equal branches of government in our nation. 3. Notice the word equal. Equal, meaning one is no more powerful than the other, and one does not control the other. President Trump his authority is equal to any other branch of government. Now, with that said, Donald Trump's office is executed with the authority to enforce the laws of the land. Well, there is a big legal maxim that is used in every court in the world, and it abides by 3 words. And I quote, fraud vitiates everything. I've been teaching this to our class for 4 years. Fraud vitiates everything. Basically, if you can prove or even suspect that there is fraud involved, you can shut it down. For example, you go to the bank, you open up a bank account with a false signature, a signature that's not yours, documents that are not valid. They don't have to go to court. They don't have to do anything. They shut your account down because they suspect fraud. Now, Donald Trump has a legal obligation, if he suspects fraud, to sound the alarm. Now, here's what's going to happen. Donald Trump has done what he's so good at. He sounded the alarm, and now what will happen? Now, all these people are going to do exactly what Daddy Trump wants them to do. What is that, you say? File lawsuits. Oh, they're going to start suing today, probably yesterday, probably at midnight. They were filing lawsuits. And that is Trump's banner of love. He loves it. So now they'll file their lawsuit screaming, you can't undo this. And guess where that has to go to, my beloved friends? It has to go to a very conservative, originalist court that is going to rule on this matter. Now, I want to address, if I may, when they rule on this matter, pray to God they do it according to the law. But if not, for example, yesterday, Donald Trump defied a court order. Oh, yes, he did. And sent a Venezuelan gang back to Venezuela, where they are right now. While that airplane was mid-flight, a judge signs an order, bring them back. Guess who doesn't listen? An equal partner in our government. Because that equal partner is responsible for the safety and the security and the execution of established law in this nation. Now, what he did yesterday was absolutely no different than what Andrew Jackson did in 1832. In Worcester versus Georgia, the state of Georgia had Cherokee land on federal land, and the Supreme Court ruled that President Jackson had to do a certain thing. He had to stop Georgia from violating the law, in their opinion. What did Andrew Jackson do? He did his job. He said these words. He said, John Marshall has made his decision. Now let him enforce it. I want every one of you to know Trump has no reason to listen to insanity. He's not running again for president. President Trump has carte blanche. And when it comes to his duty protecting the nation, I don't care what the Supreme Court comes back with. He's sending these people back home. Why? It is his constitutional duty. So they make a ruling. So this court that tried to tie the hands and the legitimate power of Donald Trump yesterday in concerning Venezuela, where's your army? Where's your power? How do you plan to stop him? You can't prosecute a sitting president. And when he leaves office, you can't prosecute him because it was in the color, it was in the boundaries of his duties. He has all power to do what he's doing, and nothing or no one will stop him. They can't. Where's the power over all law enforcement in our nation rest in the hands of the pen of Donald John Trump. But let's just continue. Abraham Lincoln was given a court order by the Supreme Court during the Civil War from Justice Roger Taney in Ex parte Maryland that Lincoln had unlawfully suspended habeas corpus during the Civil War. What did Lincoln do? His job. And he told the court, have a good day. I have a job to do. I have a constitutional duty to protect the Union, and I'm going to do it. And Lincoln ignored the ruling. He continued to suspend habeas corpus. And what was his argument? That it was necessary to maintain order during the war. His constitutional duty. But let's not stop there. Let's go to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, 1935. In the gold cases, there was a series of cases of Perry versus the United States. The Supreme Court ruled that the president had violated contracts by refusing to honor gold in government bonds. Roosevelt ignored the Supreme Court ruling, continued with his New Deal policies, including taking the U.S. off the gold standard. Oh, let's not stop there. Let's go to Dwight Eisenhower, Brown versus Board of Education, 1954. The Supreme Court declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional in Brown versus Board of Education. Eisenhower, he acted decisively when the Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus refused to integrate schools. Richard Nixon, 1974. The Supreme Court ruled that Nixon had to hand over White House tapes during the Watergate scandal. Did he do it? Not initially. What about Barack Obama with DAPA, the Deferred Action for Parents of America? It was ruled he could not do it. But he delayed and denied and derailed. What about Joe Biden with student loan forgiveness? Really? Should I continue? The president has a job to do. Donald Trump's going to do his job. And the question is, who and whose army is going to stop him? So when the man writes this letter, Liz Cheney and everyone else may want to listen to the most powerful man in the world. Now, the question then comes up, well, what would stop him from doing anything illegal? Well, he can't do anything illegal because then everyone beneath him can ignore an illegal order. But the Constitution gives him the legality. And to protect our nation, he has full authority over foreign affairs, full authority over our border. So he is within his legal rights. And no little podunk judge in Timbuktu, Arkansas, Mississippi, or Louisiana, or anywhere else has power on par with the president. Now, you just heard the truth, no matter what else you hear.